What's up everybody? In this video we're going to be looking at an aquascape that I made using some dragon wood. So dragon wood is a pretty dense wood that has a lot of holes in it and has a similar resemblance to dragonstone. Usually you can find some long straight pieces, but occasionally you can find some nice curved pieces. When I was at a aquascaping shop, I found some nice curved pieces and decided I wanted to use them for an aquascape. So for this scape, I started off making a triangular composition with everything flowing from the left-hand side of the tank down to the right. When making this aquascape, I decided to place all the dragon wood into the scape first and sort of glue that together, and then I decided to place my stones around. When I was making it, actually, unfortunately, my glue had spoiled, so I had a large bottle of liquid super glue, but it had spoiled and become more of a gel type, so it didn't allow me to use my tissue paper and super glue method as well. So I ended up having a tiny little bottle which I used just to get it all pinned in place, and I did the main part of my gluing once I put my stones in.
Wait, tell me what to do. The stones that I used for this aquascape are ADA sansui stones. I managed to get some from a pet shop when I was on a trip to Japan. I've never found them in Australia, but they're a very cool sort of lava stone, but instead of being round, they're more square and angular, and they have some nice texture to them. They also work very well for gluing because they have a porous surface, so the glue and the tissue paper, when super glued, sticks really well to them. And when I was placing the stones, I was just looking for small gaps and places that I could attach them. I was mainly just using them for a little bit of structure and to weigh down the dragon wood so it didn't float. I wanted the main part of this aquascape that is visible to be the dragon wood, and for that to be the main feature. Recently, when I've been using super glue and tissue paper, I've made a conscious effort to really cover the actual tissue with some crushed up aqua soil or sand.
I find it helps to hide the join and make it less prominent, but also I find it helps to strengthen the join, as like when you make concrete, if you add some aggregate or some gravel, it makes it stronger, and so the little bits of extra porous structure and sand and soil I find help create a stronger bond between the tissue and the wood or rock that you're gluing it to. Before planting, I like to add a small amount of water. I like to plant with a sort of mostly wet substrate. So I find rather than spraying the aqua soil with a spray bottle, tipping some water into the whole aquascape and getting it sort of filled up to just below the surface of the aqua soil really helps me when I'm planting. The first plants that went in were some Java Fern Windelov, or Thor's Hammer. I have these on some stones, and I just wanted to place them out to see how much space they took up. They're easy to move and sort of rearrange as time goes on. After the Java Fern, I went in with some Rotala Tetra. I had a lot in a tank, in another tank, which I was able to trim. This allowed me to plant heaps of long, strong, very good quality stems right in the back, which I think really helped this aquascape start off to a really good, strong start. After I planted the Hatra, I was planting some Starajani Portovelho in some of the little gaps and areas for little accents. I found one Crypt Affins Metal Red in one of my spare holding tanks, so I decided to put it in the front here as a little bit of a feature. Just a reminder to always spray down your aquascape when you're building it so the plants don't dry out, and also a reminder that if you're enjoying this video, please consider giving it a like and consider subscribing. It really helps the channel out. So next I planted one of my feature plants in the big open sort of mid-ground area. It is the water rose, or the Lysimachia parvifolia red. I'll write that on screen so people can see it. It's a nice big prominent plant that should give a nice focal point in the aquascape. After this, I planted some Kaffir anagoloidea. I'll also put this name on screen for you to see, which is a really nice stem plant which gets a nice sort of pinky orangey hue. At the moment, because the light's not super bright from the tank that it came from, it's just a bit more of a green colour. Up next is the Starajani repens, or S repens. I love it as a sort of mid to foreground plant, and I've been using it in a lot of my aquascapes recently. I also planted some small patches of Marsilia hirsuta in the foreground and midground as well. I want them to creep around and give little sort of clovery pops throughout the aquascape. For the foreground, I will be using Glossostigma elenatoides, and I was hoping to give some slightly different texture and color and just some little pops in and amongst it once it all spreads and grows. In the far back corner, I'm planting some AR Mini. This is actually some immersed grown, so it's this nice green color. I find it really handy that you can just buy it from Bunnings, which is our local hardware store, and it's quite cheap, and you can just leave it in pots growing with a little bit of water at the base, and it's a really nice way to keep and have a nice supply of the AR Mini. And finally onto the Glossostigma carpet. I also bought this from Bunnings. It's sold as a pond plant, and you can buy big sort of mat tubs, which are very handy. They're pretty cheap. Again, immerse grown, and you can sort of leave them out and keep a little stock of them. So if you're building an aquascape in Australia, it's always handy to check out Bunnings to see if they have some of these plants. Because a lot of them are technically pond plants as well, and you can get them for a pretty good price. I decided to use Glossostigma in the front because it's nice and bright. It doesn't require as much trimming, I find, as like a Monte Carlo. And I thought hair grass would be a bit long and would start to drown out some of the details of the front bits of the dragonwood. So I thought Glossostigma sort of worked as the perfect carpeting plant for this tank. Finally, I added some Anubias Nana Mini, or bonsai. I have a fair few bits of it, which I've just got on some little stones. I find they're really convenient to just sort of push into cracks. You don't have to glue them down, and they won't float or move because of the small stones. So I just put a few little in some cracks and crevices, spots that they fit, and where I sort of couldn't get any other plants to just finalize this aquascape. So here we are about 1 month later. The aquascape has grown in pretty well. It's had a pretty solid start. There's a little bit of algae, but not more than expected, so I'm pretty happy with the start so far. For the stocking, I have some of the imperial lapis tetras, some autosynclus, and some small Siamese algae eaters. Once they get a bit larger, I will move them into my bigger 4-foot tanks, but when they're quite young and small, I like them for an aquascape like this. They definitely munch away at a lot of the algae. I'm looking to put some more fish in here, so let me know in the comments what you think I should put. I was thinking maybe some coolie loaches or some pygmy cories or something else that's a bit different and has a bit more interest. So yeah, if you've got any ideas, let me know in the comments down below, and enjoy the footage. There will be some updates on this tank as it grows in. Some of the carpet melted back a little bit after this, but once it's in its full glory, I will have a full update video for you to see. So yeah, please, if you enjoyed the video, give it a like, consider subscribing, and I'll see you on the next one.